Hey everybody, it's Denise with Divine Soul Astrology and Power and Light Tarot. Today I'm channeling Sean Combs, and I've already done my channeling on him, right? It's a psychic reading, really. And I have everything here for you. And I did get a lot on him. And later I'm going to show you his birth chart. And I don't have his houses because I don't know his actual birth time. It's unknown. But there is a lot in that chart, right? With his planets and the signs and the transits. And then also I'll be doing a tarot card reading on him too. But I wanted to start with the channeling. And he has his court date for Monday the 5th. And they're going to be choosing the jury, right? And so he's pretty scared. He is. And just know here in this today's reading and in the channeling and all of it, these are allegations. I am not sure of anything. I don't have an opinion on on Sean Combs either. I don't. It doesn't really matter to me either way, right? So, in other words, I don't have an opinion as to whether or not these allegations are true. But I did get here, Sean, his trial is the 5th on Monday to start the trial, and he has like 60 civil lawsuits against him. That's a lot, right? Not one or two or several, 60. And I feel like there could be more accusations that are pending. I'm not sure on that, so don't quote me, of course, right? These are all allegations only, too, right? And Sean Combs was born on November the 4th, 1969. He's a Scorpio. He was born in Harlem, New York. And and Scorpio is about power, right? But we'll talk about that later. They can be quite powerful as an archetype, right? And so here, please know that these are all allegations, and I have no opinion regarding his innocence or his guilt, all right? And so before I get into his chart, I'm going to start with his channeling, and it is here. The first thing I got, that he's so afraid of this upcoming trial, yeah. And the jury is going to be selected on Monday. He feels like whoever is chosen is already going to have their mind made up that he's guilty, and so that would be kind of scary to me too. And he doesn't know. He's trying to, in his mind or his heart, he's like, well, do they have it? Are they against me because of my past, or is it racial, or he doesn't know, but he is feeling like a victim. He definitely is, right? And he's, makes him sad, and he's angry to know that, or to think that these jurors already have it out for him, right? And he is worried about the footage. That's what I got, right? That shows him beating his then girlfriend and rapper when he signed to his label by the name of Cassie Ventura. And that was all over the internet, right? So, yeah. And so he also feels guilty in some way for the death of Kim Porter. I don't know if he was married to her. I think he was, but he had 3 kids with her. They had 1 adopted son. And some allege that there are allegations that he was involved, although it was ruled that she died of pneumonia. So what I got from it too, and then Kim's ex, Al B. Shore, he came in. I looked this up after the channeling, right? Because I got that he felt, guilty in some way connected to her death, and Kim's ex, Al B. Shore, also another famous musician, believed he had something to do with it, and I believe that he asked for an investigation into that about what really happened to Kim, right? And so Sean Combs, that is his other name, and he goes by various aliases, and we'll talk about those we'll talk about those in a few moments. I wanted to finish the channeling on him first. He wishes his mother was still alive, and he wants the protection of her, or feeling that she's alive. There's more moral support for him. He also feels like his father, this is what I channeled, or I got from him, that his father was never there for him. And I looked it up and come to find out that his father was murdered before he even reached 2 years old, right? Yeah, and so he is feeling very sorry for himself, Sean Combs, a.k.a. P. Diddy, right? And he has other aliases that I'll mention later. Yeah, and I got that he's feeling very powerless in his defense. He also feels like he's being sacrificed. And he may want his sister to come to his defense. And she has not spoke out publicly, I don't believe. I believe she's a very private person, and he feels like nobody is giving him any credit for any good that he's done, because he has donated, right, to several institutions. This is all I found out about his donating after I was done with the channeling, right? I also got that that his father, he felt like his father was never there. He wasn't able to be because he was murdered, but he felt like his father could have been there, right, had he not been killed, to, give him a more of a financially stable childhood. And this is what I got from him, how he feels justified in his hunger for power and money, right? Yeah, in that way. He felt like he wasn't spoiled enough, or he didn't get the luxury that other kids got. Although he did go to private school. Yes, he did. I feel like his grandmother, looking this up as well, his grandmother, he used to go visit his grandmother in Harlem. So he did have some support from I believe it was his maternal grandmother. And he's feeling very naked to the world. That's how he is feeling. He's feeling he's being psychologically raped. Yeah, it's not a good feeling, right? And that he has not one iota of privacy. That's how it is when you are in the public eye, and and allegations have been made, right? Of course. And he also feels that, looking back, that he had time to stop, and that he didn't listen to his higher self. And so he felt like he could have stopped, right? Because he has regret. He knows he could have prevented all this, right? Whether or not these allegations are true or not, he feels like he could have definitely, prevented all of this. There was also a man in his life who told him, he warned him to stop, having these parties and stop carrying on, basically, but he ignored him. And there were others, conversely, who actually supported these parties, these kind of wild events that they say took place, right? He also feels that people in higher places, people with money, people who had power, also supported or encouraged this. And he's feeling like, why me, right? And why not the others that participated in this? He's asked himself this several times, and again, he wishes he would have listened to his better judgment. He is sorry about the alleged mistreatment of the women in his life. At the same time, he is justifying some of his behavior, and he's afraid he's going to prison for a very long time, and that nobody is supporting him publicly except his lawyers. And, that's how he feels, and that is the truth. I also looked that up, and that is the truth, that nobody is really coming out to support him. In fact, the majority, or everybody possibly, is just coming out accusing him, or criticizing, either one, right? So let's go to the tarot reading and have a look at his chart. All right, so this is going to be for Sean Combs, and Sean Combs is the same man who is known as P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, Brother Love, and in 2021 he changed his name to Sean Love Combs. I think he has a couple of other aliases as well. And we just did the channeling, and I hope you get to see that, right? Let's get into the cards right now for him, for Sean Combs. After the cards, I'm going to lay down his chart and we can look at it together. I will be showing you really how relevant his chart is in his life, as to what's going on for Sean Combs, right? And let's see what we have for Puff Daddy, who is set to go to trial this coming Monday, May 5th, and that's when they are going to be choosing the jury. Let's see what we have for Sean Combs. He has the Sun. Let's see what we have. Okay, so Sean is Scorpio. We see Scorpio right here. He's trying to gain clarity, maybe if he can have a new beginning right here. This, with the Page of Cups sitting here, this Five of Pentacles is how he is feeling right now. Left out in the cold, powerless, broke, most likely, because he's in there They say that he was actually, using, Nancy Grace said he was using mackerel, canned fish for money, right, in prison. The Eight of Pentacles. All right, let's see. The Three of Swords. So here's how heartbroken he is right now and disappointed about his life. Right here, showing up in in his environment. Now he has this Eight of Pentacles right here, and this is about, I was so into what I was doing that what I was really doing to myself is causing harm, right? With this Five of Pentacles. And yeah, and so here is the Queen of Pentacles. That could be him, because even though this is an earth sign, I feel like his chart is mostly, we're going to talk about his chart, but his chart mostly is earth, I believe. Yeah, we're going to speak about that. But earth and water, yeah, he's a Scorpio sun, right? So here he has the Emperor, and, this is him feeling really discouraged, this Three of Swords, about his power, about his lack of power now with the Emperor. Now, in the past, he was feeling this Strength card. He was feeling, powerful and courageous, but not now with this Three of Swords here. And over here with the Sun, he's really trying to gain clarity on what's going to happen to him. And it's not a happy time for him. When we see the Five of Pentacles down here, just directly below, right? And here he is as well, Seven of Pentacles. I wonder what's going to happen. Possibly, I wonder what's going to happen to my money. Yeah, because, if you're in prison, what are you going to do? You can't buy anything for yourself, right? Definitely. And so let's get some more cards for Sean. And let's see why he has this. He's got the Page of Cups. Let's see why it's sitting there. But to me, he looks like he is definitely trying to gain clarity if he's going to have a new start with the Page of Cups, because here he is feeling heartbroken and disappointed. Yeah, and he feels like he has the Eight of Cups here. So this is what he really wants. He wants to get out of prison. He wants to walk away from all this. But he's not able to walk away from it, at least not now. And that's what he's afraid of with this Three of Swords here. Now, yeah, he wants a new start, definitely, and to walk away from all this. And let's get a card. He's got the Seven of Pentacles. He's trying to figure out if he's going to get out Nine of Pentacles and get his power back. This is a power card. It's a, it's a self-sufficient card, but it's definitely about power and money. We see the woman there. Now, in his environment, yeah, he's got this Three of Swords, like I said. But let's see about this Queen of Pentacles for Sean Combs. He's got the King of Swords. Yeah, and this is kind of like, I want my power back. I want my money back. And here he is analyzing as well. I also feel like he's got the King of Swords here with this Three of Swords. Like, I made some really bad decisions in my life. Yes, I did. About my own power and my own kingdom with the Emperor right there. So let's see what else he has. And for Sean, let's lay down a whole bunch of cards for Sean, because we want to see, we want to see even more about Sean Combs, right? And let's see what we have. These have been shuffled, really. We have Judgment. So he wants forgiveness for what he's done. He definitely does. And you'll see when I was talking about how he feels like a victim. Well, you know that if you watch the channeling. He's feeling really sorry for himself. So if Judgment is, I want to walk away from all this. I want to be forgiven. It's like he wants really to be acquitted, but he's got 60 civil lawsuits. I don't believe there is such a thing for acquittal. I feel like that is for the other side of his, the court that is not related to, I forget what they call that is not related to the civil side. The civil side is personal lawsuits where people are trying to gain money for, punitive damages, right? And so he does want forgiveness. Let's see what else he has. He's got the Chariot here, and he wants to move away from all this. He wants to overcome all this, basically a nightmare. The King of Cups, he is the King of Cups here. As I said, he's got this with the Strength card. He was trying to, he had courage in the past, he did, but the Queen of Wands is showing up now, and for him, that's really about I want to go back and live my, my life that was so passionate, right, and inspiring with all the money and the power. That's really what he wants here. Now, he's got the Five of Wands over here, and this is how he is seeing himself. This is like, am I ever going to like get rid of these challenges? Am I ever going to really do that, right? What's going to happen to my money? What's going to happen to this with these 7 Pentacles? Let's put down some more cards. He has the Emperor again. Look at this. 5 of Pentacles with the Emperor. This is, wow, I'm left out of my own empire. There's nothing I can do. And in his concern is change. Yeah, change here. Change. He wants to get back to his money and his power here with the 8 of Pentacles. This is his concern. I want change. I hope I can have progress, right? And the 3 of Swords sitting in his environment with the 7 of Cups. He's confused as to what's going to happen in his, in his trial and all these other, these other problems that he's dealing with. He's not only dealing with the court side and going to prison, he's dealing with these civil lawsuits that can really leave him bankrupt, right? And that's what this 5 of Pentacles is about. It's about bankruptcy, basically. Here he is, the Page of Swords with the King of Swords. Yeah, I know I've made, a lot of poor decisions, right? Especially next to the 7 of Cups. Poor choices. That's what he is. Yeah, and here he is curious about, once again, what's going to happen with these decisions I've made in my life, right? What's going to happen, sometimes the King of Swords can be a judge, but he is definitely concerned about what is going to happen with all this. Here he has he's got this is him, the Knight of Cups in this, right, because he's a Scorpio, and he's got the Emperor here. This is, once again, I wonder what's going to happen. This could also be kind of a plea deal, like possibly. I think that he was offered a plea deal, but this, this can be wondering, maybe I can kind of be forgiven because he's got Judgment up here, and Judgment shows up for him in the, the most important part of the reading, right? Like, I wonder over here, like, forgiveness showing up in his overall energy in the root, right? Why it's all happening. So he's got the Knight of Cups there. I feel like he is trying to trust his intuition, right, for kind of about what's going to happen. Yeah, he's got this High Priestess here. Here he is worried, 9 of Swords. So I said he's very worried here about what's going to happen. And he may feel this 5 of Pentacles are people who really want money from him as well. These people need money here, right? Let's see what else he has. And these have all been shuffled, so let's go ahead and put them down. He has wow, he's got the Queen of Swords reversed, the 7 of Cups reversed, 7 of Wands. Here he is, the Queen of Swords reversed. This is about, she's wondering about a new beginning because she's twirling this butterfly. He's thinking, wow, it's over for me. That's what he's thinking. The Queen of Swords can be somebody really like jaded, right? And he is jaded, but also feeling like a victim. The 7 of Cups is reversed. This is by the poor choices he's made. He thinks it's all over for him. And here he is feeling really challenged, but I want to fight the people in my life. I'm trying to resist this and do all I can. He's really stressed out. Here's the 9 of Swords. And this 7 of Wands is, I have to fight all these people. Everybody's against me, right? And you can see on this card, there are like 6 people here who are trying to harm him. And, excuse me, he's got the High Priestess again. The 9 of Pentacles reversed. See, this is about, in the past, he had it in the upright, which is his money and his empire, right? But now he's got this 9 of Pentacles reversed. This is how he feels. He feels broke here. Broke and alone. That's what this is going on right here. Now, the Queen of Pentacles again, the Empress, the 3 of Swords in his environment. Okay, but the bandage is here. And this is what he wants here, because the Queen of Swords reversed is this somebody who thinks it's all over, but they are still discerning about, well, maybe I'll get a chance, right? Maybe, something good will kind of come here, right? I hope, I pray, really. But the 3 of Swords is here, and the heart is on the bandage in this one. I feel like he is the Empress over here in his concern. The Empress is about, it's really about his money and his possessions. Or the Empress is about fertility and abundance. That's what he's concerned with here. And especially with the Queen of Pentacles, this is his money again and his empire. Now, in the environment, he's got that Three of Swords. We're going to get a card on it. Here he is having so much regret. And that's what showed up in the channeling, right? Here he is, High Priestess right above it. He is feeling so much regret. And, you know, this man over here is drowning in this on this card. But he's feeling like everybody is letting him drown. That's how he's really feeling, right? The Three of Swords reversed with the Fool. The Three of Swords is here, and this is what he's concerned about, his empire and, you know, healing from all this. Like, I hope it'll like take a whole different turn here, because here's the Seven of Wands above it where he's fighting these people, and I will have a new beginning. Like you know, I really hope, I pray here, because here's his money, his fertility, the Empress. Yeah, wow. That is what he's concerned with. His empire, really. Right? And, excuse me, here he has the Sun at the end of the reading, but this is like, I feel regret here. I'm very clear right next to the Five of Cups. So it's so obvious to me, right? He started with the Sun in this other reading. I really need my clarity, but this Sun card over here next to the Five of Cups is about, it's super clear what I've done, and I really regret it. Five of Swords. Yeah, you see, this is about him, feeling like he might have taken people down with him, right? Or harmed people, because the Five of Swords is about that. It is about, he's taken their swords and he's being very like smug about it, like ha ha ha, right? And these two people are over here. He regrets all that. He regrets, and I was saying he regrets mistreating women in his card reading, yeah, in his channeling. Yeah, so we see what's going on for him, and he is not feeling really well. No, he is not. And I can imagine that he's probably not going to get a wink of sleep, right, this weekend. Let's go ahead and look at his chart, and I have it right here. And he's got an interesting chart, and his chart is really all about power. He is a Scorpio sun. Yeah, and let's see what else he has. So we don't know really. We're not sure about his houses. He's got a Virgo moon, though. Where's that moon at? Yeah, here's the Virgo. It's kind of written in, but he's got a Virgo moon. Virgo moon can, can mean sometimes that perfection is really important. They can worry, kind of. This can talk about, it's sometimes, depending on the rest of the chart, but it can be critical, right? But he was a perfectionist. I believe he was. And so here we have in his chart, he's got the Sun in Scorpio. Can you guys see this? Yeah, you can. He has the Sun in Scorpio. Let's move this light over just a bit here. Yeah, and yeah, here he is. And here is, where is the Sun here in his, let me grab a pen right here. And where is the Sun? Right here in Scorpio. So, Scorpio is about power. It's about sex. It can be about joint finances, really kind of building an empire with somebody, right? It could be, even record companies or other rappers, things like that. That's what Scorpio's about. And this is, the Sun is a sense of yourself. So he already had a sense of power. That's what the Sun, your Sun sign stands for, a sense of yourself. So this is how he shows up in the world, right? Powerful. Sex is important, and money for sure. Scorpio it's a powerful sign. It really is. And also sometimes it can represent, jealousy as well, extreme behavior, intense moods. And they say that he was jealous when he felt threatened, or, maybe of, I don't know, his women, or, girlfriends or wives or whatever. I don't know how many times he was married. I'm not even sure if he was married to Kim Porter. I know that he had 3 kids with her, though. Yeah, he did. And so here, that can definitely, come through there. And so Mars, Scorpio does rule Mars, or Mars rules Scorpio. It is the planetary ruler. And where is Mars in his chart? It's over here. It's in Capricorn. This is like really being kind of, headstrong and really going after career. And it's in, because Capricorn represents the 10th house. So this again is showing how much, how important it is, like his legacy, his money, his reputation, and in building his career right here in Mars. Now Mars is in Capricorn rather. And now Mars also is, that is his planet, that is the dominant planet in his chart. So once again, this is about power. It's about really going after what is important to you, and I don't care about the risks I take. Remember, if you're a tarot kind of watcher, you'll know that the Fool, Mars rules the Fool. The Fool doesn't care. He just takes risks and doesn't really worry about them, at least not at the time he is doing that, right? And this Mars here talks about him being very, very kind of willing to fight, right? Mars can be about fighting, fight for what he wants, right? This is about his power, and also it's about a dynamic personality. He did have a dynamic personality, especially a very social dynamic personality, right? And this is about his courage, and it can also be, of course, I'll do anything to get to the top, remain there. If I have to, move other people to the side or whatever I have to do, I don't care. I want that power. And this can also explain his anger and treatment toward women. Yeah, that's very interesting here. It definitely can. Yeah, and so Venus is the second dominant sign for him. Where is Venus? It is showing up right here. It's in Libra, right? So Venus in Libra is very interesting too, because that can explain his seductiveness, right? Like seducing people to go his way, right? For sure. And that seems to be what, at least alleging what he has done, right? Now he also has Saturn retrograde, I beg your pardon, you guys. Still on tarot a little bit, right? But Saturn retrograde, where is Saturn retrograde at? Where is it here? It is showing up in Taurus. So let's look for Taurus. It's right here, right? So Taurus is about your finances. It is. And Saturn is about, achievement and discipline. But this can be restrictions showing up for his money, right? And that's what he's dealing with right now. He's dealing with restrictions, right? In his money, because he's in prison and he doesn't know if he's going to have any money left at the end of all this. Yeah, this can talk about him being very stubborn as well. And I feel like he probably was, because he's realizing that he probably should have turned back, and he didn't. If you listen to the channeling, he did not listen to his higher self. No. And people who are stubborn often do have regret, right? Yeah. All right. And, this can also talk about, Taurus can sometimes be about childhood, because it is the second sign. It is the second sign really after birth. The archetype of, birth really, and is the ascendant, which is, the archetype for that is Aries. Well, this is the second sign. So Taurus can talk about childhood. Can talk about being headstrong in your career as well, with this Saturn here, even if it's retrograde, right, showing up in Taurus. And this can talk about, his childhood could have, it lacked stability. It can be here, or restrictions. Yeah, definitely. And, his mother raised him alone. After, his father was murdered before I feel like he was 2 years old. And so his mother took him, I feel like, to upstate New York. And so she took him to, the suburbs. So he would be away from the city and kind of the riffraff and things like that. So he would have a more stable childhood. Now he's got Jupiter in Libra. And where is Jupiter? It is right here, right? And so when we see Jupiter in Libra, let's get another pen. When we see Jupiter in Libra, Jupiter is about the excess. Yes, it is about expansion and growth and, many other things. But it can be about too much of a good thing, right? And here's Jupiter showing up in Libra. This can be too many relationships. It definitely can be. It can be like extreme kind of behavior, like in your relationships. Definitely can be, and that's what people are alleging, right? They can talk about an expansive love life, like you've had so many partners, right? Wives, girlfriends, and it can also talk about an unsatiable thirst. Sometimes Jupiter can talk about, you are, there's such a kind of an enthusiasm or a need for expansion or for, the bigger the better. This can talk about he possibly was never really kind of, satisfied, an insatiable thirst for relationships, right? And maybe, several. It definitely can talk about that. All right, and now we have Uranus. Where's Uranus? Right here, the antenna, right? So Uranus sits in Libra as well. This is about unconventional relationships, right? It can talk about also the need for, possibly, while you are in a relationship, having freedom as well. So I'm not sure about that, but this Uranus for sure in Libra can talk about volatile relationships, unstable relationships. Yes, it definitely can. That's very interesting here. Uh, hmm Yeah, so Sean Combs or P. Diddy, he did have a lot of secrets. He is a Scorpio kind of, he's a Scorpio sun. He also has Mercury. Here's Mercury and Scorpio. Mercury and Scorpio can be you have a lot of secrets. It definitely can. Mercury is about things that are written, communication, your ideas about this can be he had a lot of secrets, right? Yes. And this can talk about you're talking to a lot of different people at one time. It definitely can when we see Mercury in Scorpio. Wow. And so let's see what else he had. And we see it also here with Neptune in Scorpio. Where is Neptune? Here is Neptune showing up in Scorpio as well. They have it over here to the left. And so this Neptune in Scorpio, this is, this can also be about a lot of secrets. This is Neptune represents the 12th house. This is also about secrets, things that are in the dark. Yeah. Things that are deep and intense that sometimes we cannot see. And as is Scorpio, this is definitely about having secrets. Wow, interesting. And Neptune and Mercury can also be about I don't have boundaries and a lack of boundaries. And so this he didn't, right? No, because so many different things going on that were really just these parties and that they're alleging that he had with sex and all those type of parties here. This can talk about there are no boundaries, right? Yeah, there's nothing sacred kind of as it relates to sex. Wow. And so, yeah, we see he has Pluto in Virgo. Where is Virgo? Virgo's up here again, and here is Pluto. This talks about being a perfectionist in your work. It can also talk about transforming your work and being very powerful as well. The ability to regenerate. In other words, if something doesn't work out and ends, let me have a new record label. Let me do this now. Let me do that. This is very powerful as it relates to his daily life and his ability to regenerate his work, for sure. So let's see what else he had. Yeah, he did have a lot of secrets. And so the majority of Sean's chart is Earth, 43%, Earth taking up his chart. And this makes sense as to why money and financial stability was so very important to him. Interesting with this down here, with this Saturn that is retrograde in Taurus, this can talk about, kind of your values. Maybe his values were like not the right values when it comes to career and achievement, and so this is where the restrictions come in with Saturn here. Did I say Capricorn? It is Saturn is actually in Taurus here, and Saturn is the ruler of Capricorn, right? The 10th house of career and ambition. Mm-hmm. And so, and he was really into his reputation, and that's this Saturn retrograde here can talk about, your legacy. You're kind of willing to maybe put your legacy or your reputation on kind of, you're to risk it in order to have financial stability here in Taurus. Yeah, very interesting. All right. The other part of his chart that is so big is that he is, in terms of, he's equally, his chart is equal with cardinal and fixed qualities. So a fixed quality can be a little stubborn, but the cardinal, chart, Mars is what is dominating his planet. Mars, his chart rather. Mars is about, it's a cardinal, it rules Aries, which is a cardinal sign. That's like, I'm going to do whatever it takes here. I'll take risks. I have the courage to do whatever it takes. And that is what is dominating his chart, the cardinal. This is this cardinal energy for sure. Yeah, this is about somebody who can take risks to get to the top. So we're going to end this today, and I hope you guys enjoyed this about Sean Combs, also known as P. Diddy. Thanks so much for watching, you guys, and please like, share, and subscribe, and keep these videos coming, right? Yeah, you guys have a great weekend.